name's Mary Stevens, and I'm the exhibition officer here at the Golden Thread Gallery. We're delighted to welcome you to the Curators Q&A. I'm joined by Peter Richards, the director of the Golden Thread, and we're going to continue on just answering some of your questions that have been sent in over social media over the last week and through emails and things. So we're just going to kind of crack on with that. So I'm going to start with asking you, Peter, if you could please just begin by giving us a bit of context of the gallery and where it sits within the national international art community.
Okay, I guess within this region we are one of the larger publicly funded spaces, and as such we but also we sit the wrong side of the tracks. You know, we sit just across the road from the celebrated Cathedral Quarter, the Cultural Quarter. There's a set of, well, it's a dual carriageway which cuts us off from that. So we know from a lot of our audience research that the audience we have already decided to visit us before they get here. We are part of the Plus Tate network, and we have a bit of a track record of taking art from here elsewhere. We've taken shows as far as the northeast of China, down to Taiwan, across to the US, and you know, many places in Europe, really.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so I suppose with that in mind, somebody has messaged in the question, when looking at programming a show, how much do concerns over censorship and politics impact the choices made by the curatorial team? And I suppose that refers to both kind of local and international.
I guess we actually, in that overarching schema we have of being interested in how we got to where we are and where we're going next, we have to embrace all of those kind of questions, really. You know, the political is often explicitly referenced and questioned and taken apart, and we've many exhibitions would have done that, from interplanetary revolutions right through to the recent hands of history. You know, it's something which we have an ongoing engagement with. We want to understand how artists are using or making work, really, that reflects, questions, and proposes alternatives to the accepted norm. In terms of more explicit censorship, issues of sexual content and stuff, I guess we go back to that. You know, we know that the audience in the main knows they're coming here, and they know, you know, there is this also an understanding that coming to a contemporary art gallery, you can come across things that may shock, offend, but it's put on in a way so as to help open up questioning. We do often have to use very discreet disclaimers, but we can show pretty much anything, and we do.
Can you give an example, perhaps, of when it's been a bit more contentious, I suppose?
But, you know, last summer, working with the Belfast Photo Festival, they wanted to put on the Eric Castle's Jump Trump piece, for instance. You know, large inflatable with Trump's face, and you climbed, or you ascend, you got up to the top of the stairway, you dived off this platform onto the face, and it was, you know, we were questioned by the media, was this a Trump protest? And I think for many it was, but for others it was an embrace. You know, the work was there, and it wasn't a fixed message that it was putting out. It was one that the audience brought alive through their coming to it. And I think that kind of thing happens with the way in which we present the work. It's not just that political. You know, there's been things. I remember we were doing a great solo show with Alan Phelan here in the gallery at the same time as I was invited down to speak at the opening of another artist solo show in a nearby council-run space. And there was controversy over their exhibition because a piece had been removed from the show before it opened. And the show was, and the work itself was fairly innocuous. It made some reference to a same-sex scenario, whereas here there was, you know, in Alan's work, he found and lifted some imagery from the internet that I think most people would have been shocked by. But it fitted the show and it added something and it opened up other ways of looking. So we went with it. We didn't question that. There was a little notification to say that not everybody would find it suitable.
Yeah. No, I think you agree. It was a good question. So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
So we'll be answering more of your questions as they keep coming in. Thank you very much, Peter. Speak to you soon.
Thank you.